procrastination kills, it kills a lot. Procrastination can make a man or a woman feel, or a person feel defeated. Procrastination can make you just feel like, I just really failed at something. And I hate that feeling for myself, and I actually hate that feeling for other people. I hate the way procrastination makes people feel. And so here's how I think about it sometimes. I think that procrastination, you can beat procrastination with one thing. If you just focus on getting one thing accomplished. If you say, I'm just going to do one thing. Like, oh, I need to do these 10 things. And for whatever reason, you can't get any of them done. And you ask yourself, well, what's one thing I can do? That's a great way to defeat procrastination. But truthfully, that doesn't work for me. I mean, it works for me like 50 to 40% of the time, but it actually doesn't work 100%. What works better is asking myself, what's the pain in the ass? What's the thing that is just bugging me that I just cannot get done? Or that is not working well? I'm motivated to solve problems. I'm not motivated for achievement. I'm not this joyful person who says like, oh, I'm going to go do this now. It doesn't engage me. What engages me are problems to solve, to critically think about it. When I was healing my leg or my shoulder or my hip, I was focused. I'm an intense person, but it's intense because I like to listen to the problem. I like to tinker, get a sense of what the feedback is. What are the points to gain leverage over the problem? Like what changes it? What do I need to do in order to create transformation? So procrastination, if you have 2 or more things on your to-do list, I guarantee you're hit with the same thing that I am. And I love this idea of putting one thing to work on when you have 10 things to do. It just doesn't work for me most of the time. What works for me most of the time is actually asking myself, what's the problem? What's the conflict? And that engages my brain. It engages my energy. And then I get a degree of a carryover effect. If I say, oh, for example, my knee is bugging me, or my foot is bugging me, or I want to learn how to move my toes better because my toe is like this, whatever the case may be. If I start working on that, I guess because an object in motion stays in motion, then I can easily just go, oh yeah, I might as well work on this as well in my hip, or, well, I'm working on this with this person and we're solving this problem in their hip or their leg or the shoulder or the neck or whatever it is. This system is kind of connected to that one, so let's kind of go in there and let's figure out how this other part connects. So it's actually the problems that drive an intensity of energy. Right? And that's attention. Attention to solving a problem. So it's wonderful to ask, what's the one thing you can do? But I find procrastination is most often defeated by asking myself, what's the problem? What's the conflict? And actually describing it. Describing it, describing why it doesn't work, describing the emotional component, like how does that just kind of piss me off or make me upset or otherwise disturb me? And then it's through breaking it down into these parts, because again, the problem focuses my attention, that I'm able to extrapolate, all right, well, how does that interconnect? Like, what creates that problem? If that's the problem, and that's the outcome of the problem, what are the parts of the problem? I say, okay, well, what if I tinker with the parts? Does it always create the problem? And so, while I wanted to start telling you about this ideal way to work with procrastination, I had to kind of get a little truthful as I discovered within myself what really focuses my attention is looking at the problem. And then, usually, once I start getting in motion towards a problem and gaining even just 1% better or incremental progress or gaining some feeling of courage or power over it, some control, I am way more motivated to move forward. So, the number one solution to procrastination for you could be knowing the one thing you can work on or knowing the problem. But actually, I don't think that's true either. I don't believe you can solve procrastination until you know you're doing it. You actually cannot solve. You don't know if you're just focusing on the third or fourth important thing and not the number one thing or the number two, the thing that gets you or irritates you while you're sleeping, the thing you regret if you don't do it. And I'm talking about exercise, but it can be generalized into other areas. I believe that exercise and the way that we care for our body is a great symbol for how we care for our world in a lot of ways. But I think in order to solve procrastination, you have to even know that it's happening. You have to know, wait, I just kind of shit away 30 or 45 minutes and then, oh, I rushed through and I did these 10 minutes of exercises. Oh, wait, I exercised for 55 minutes. I was only supposed to exercise for 30, but I really only exercised for 5 or 10 minutes. This leads me to a great insight. And this is a mantra or affirmation or just a principle of life that I'm coming to recognize and realize more and more, is that the world works in words. What you tell yourself about procrastination, what you tell yourself about the problem, how you describe it, how you tell yourself how it all fits together. I mean, it all works in words. So, in order to solve procrastination, in order to actually beat procrastination, in order to, I mean, what is procrastination? It's a time of an activity producing what? And what we're saying is it takes more in this activity to produce something, so it's inefficient. It's ineffective. So in order to get more effective at producing something, I like to focus on the problem, because then you really want to get into an analysis of it. But if you want to know how procrastination can really be solved, I find problems to be engaging if you can't tell, that you have to know it's even happening. You have to have some bigger picture to look back and say, wait a second, that first hour of activity for whatever it was, that second hour, what happened there? I just wasn't as efficient. And that third hour worked out really well. You have to be able to pull that out and say, wait, that second hour or that second leg of my exercise program or dinners. Dinners just take me forever because I don't know what I'm going to make, and then I make it, and then I don't want to eat it, so then I sit with this plate of food in front of me, and then I just end up snacking later. Well, it's a long time to cook, to not eat it, to end up snacking. That's like a 4-hour meal where you only end up eating a bag of chips or some junk food. These lessons can be applied to every part of your life that can be drawn from the physical exercise fitness domain. So, number one, you have to know when procrastination is even happening. So you got to look back, and usually you look back and say,